welcome to the Ruby and Roses podcast. My name is Addie and I am the artist and owner behind Ruby and Roses Yarn. And in this episode today, I have so much to chat about. I am just so excited to be here. It's been so long since I recorded last and I just have so much to share. I've been so busy making all the things and dyeing up all the yarn. So if knitting and yarn dyeing and just the fiber arts in general is your thing, then I hope you'll be right at home with this podcast. You'll definitely want to grab a cup of something cozy because it's going to be a long one. Like I said, I have 2 finished sweaters, 2 finished hats, and a partridge in a pear tree. So let's get started. So I can't believe this episode is actually going to have a finished objects section. I haven't recorded my finished objects in so long because I don't cast things off very much. I'm typically more of a cast on person than a cast off because I just love to knit on all the things. But I'm really excited to talk about the sweater that I'm wearing as well as the other sweater that I finished and my hats. But this one is super fun because this palette is just so me. I just love the colors. I love the color work. I love just how it all plays together and the fit and construction of the sweater. 10 out of 10 would recommend this exact experience for all of you to knit up if you want to. But I love just first of all, just the colors. This colorway is my Sail Away color. As you can see, it just takes the speckles the speckles are just so fun. And it's dyed up on my rose worsted base, which is just such a buttery soft base. It's 100% superwash merino, 218 yards, and it's a 4-ply, and it just takes the dye up so beautifully. So this is fully stocked in the shop, my Sail Away colorway, on all my bases as well as on sock sets in case you want to knit a bit of a smaller project. But it's also paired with 4 tonals that I love together, and I incorporated it in some color work motif that I just was thinking about. I don't really know where it's from. It might be an actual pattern. If you know of one that's like this exact color work section, then you can drop it in the comments. But it's basically just a really simple 4-row repeat, I think. And I just kind of mirrored it on both sides. So for instance, this section is twice, and then the hot pink is in the middle. And then I just did a really nice I-cord bind off for the hem. And I was really nervous about this because I omitted the ribbing from the pattern, and I thought that it might make the sleeves curl up as well as the hem, which I guess I could show you and get up. So yeah, this is just the same thing on the hem as well as on the cuff. And yeah, it's just really, really nice. So yeah, luckily it lays perfectly flat. I've had no complications, and yeah, I'm really happy with all of it for sure. And I don't know if I mentioned it, I probably forgot a really important detail, but this is the Lion sweater by Petite Knit. I love all of her patterns so much. I'm just obsessed with all of her designs lately, completely obsessed. I have been knitting her hat pattern, and I plan to cast on another Petite Knit sweater, and I just feel like everyone loves her stuff. No matter where you go, I feel like everyone's always talking about Petite Knit. So super fun. Basically, like I said, I modified for the color work, and I also decreased, I want to say 30% of my stitches to make sort of a light puff sleeved effect and make sure the ribbing was very snug because I didn't want my cuffs to be really loose. I just don't really care for that. So yeah, I love that. And I think that was all the modifications that I made, just the color work hem. And I feel like you could do so many different things with these tonals. So I brought my leftovers to kind of chat about just more of the tonals that I used, as well as just get to show you the base a little bit up close. So here they are. And I just really love how they all look together. So on this side, we have Kana on top and Anemone on the bottom. And then this is Material Girl on top, and then Rosy Cheeks on the bottom. So Rosy Cheeks is just a very delicate shade of light pink. And that was what I used to do my I-cord bind off because I didn't want it to be the speckled colorway, just because I thought it would just give it a really clean look to make sure that it was just, nice and solid color, and it just complements Sail Away super well in a really low contrast, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And then I also used it as again, the little flex throughout the color work to again make it simplistic, really show super well, because I love tonals for color work, as does everyone. And so yeah, those are the colors that I used. They will be linked down below in case you want to snag one or all for a project of your liking. But yeah, I just really love how these two pair together. And I think they'd be really cool on their own too, because these both have a very orangey hue to them. And these are both obviously very pink, but yeah, just super fun together. And I think that's all the details on this sweater. I'm pretty sure I knit a size medium and it fits me really well. I did want to mention the neckline construction because I was obsessed with how she did her neckline. It is just so beautiful. You basically just pick this up and it's double, like on both sides. And I don't know if you can see or not, but there's like this beautiful line, like this hem right here. It's just so pretty. I was just really love the finishing and like just a very interesting like shoulder. I don't know if I can show you or not, but just very interesting sort of shoulder shaping as well. So yeah, all in all, it's just really cool. And I love that all of her patterns, I'm literally just saying, this isn't gonna work. I know this just sounds so crazy. I'm almost ready to just like go off the pattern, or maybe there's some sort of errata on Ravelry or something, but nope, always trust her because she knows what she's doing. And so yeah, as I was knitting this, it just came together beautifully. And I was even worried that the neckline would be really stretched out because when I tried it on, I felt like it came all the way down to here and I was like, what is going on? But this just really tightened it up beautifully. So yeah, anyways, I love her patterns. I love all that she makes. So yeah, that's the Lion Sweater by Petite Knit in Sail Away, and then these 4 tonals that will be linked down below, all on my rose worsted base. And the next sweater that I cast off, so basically what inspired me, you're probably wondering, what inspired you to cast off all these things, because you haven't cast anything off in so long. So valid question. Basically why I have been like casting off all the things was because I was just dying to have all these things ready to go for when I went to Rhinebeck. So Rhinebeck weekend happened a few weeks ago around October 20th, I think. And it happens in Rhinebeck, New York. It's the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. And I was super lucky to get to go this year. I just loved it. It was the most amazing weekend, just filled with getting to meet the most amazing people and see all sorts of beautiful things and just get to go and experience the Rhinebeck weekend. I don't know, it's such a thing in the knitting world, I feel like. And I've only gotten to go one other time, and this time was just really cool. A lot of you came up to like meet me and just say hi, and it meant a lot. It was super cool to get to meet some of you in real life and just meet some new faces, and yeah, it was just super fun. So anyways, side tangent for Rhinebeck. I will be sharing the few things that I got not only at Rhinebeck, but at a side event. I actually didn't do any shopping at Rhinebeck because it was so crazy, you guys. Every time I would go into like a barn, it was just so many people, and it was just a bit much. But I don't know, I probably would have went shopping if it wasn't my first time and I wasn't just taking it all in. But my acquisitions that I have are from Untangled, which for those of you that don't know, Untangled, along with like Woolen Folk as well as Cake Palooza, are all events that sort of happen around Rhinebeck weekend. So it's like a precursor to the main event. And they're really fun events. They were all 3 on one day. So I was able to vend at Untangled this year, and it was super fun. So basically we vended there for Friday, I want to say. It's all kind of a blur to me at this point, but yeah, we vended at Untangled, and there was one booth there that was all hand spun yarn, and it was just stunning, you guys. I wanted to take home everyone, but I restrained myself with 2 skeins. But anyways, I'll talk about that later. So yeah, I guess where I was going with all this is that during Rhinebeck weekend, I wanted to have this sweater finished because I cast this on as my Rhinebeck sweater. So I got these really like hot pink pants from Anthropology, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and just wear this outfit. It's kind of crazy. I don't think I would wear it like at a non-knitting event probably, because I just feel like Rhinebeck people dress fairly like super colorful clothing, and they just, yeah, all the colors. So anyways, that was what I wore. I finished it on the ride up to New York. So we live in Indiana, so it was about a 13-hour drive for us. and we rented a van, filled it full of yarn, and headed up. So luckily, Devin, my husband, was able to drive us, and that gave me so much knitting time. So I finished this, but I was like, you know what? I want to have a sweater to wear at Indie Untangled, so I can't wear my Rhinebeck sweater, so maybe that'll push me to finish this other sweater that was only needing a sleeve done. So I decided that if I finished this sweater on the ride up and did like some of the computer work that I had to get done and all the little odds and ends that you have to tie up when you leave, but if I got all that done, then this sweater would have to get finished. And you know what? I finished it with literally 15 minutes to spare. We were pulling into like the town of Rhinebeck, and there was a little bit of traffic in the town. I think probably all the knitters coming to all the wool stuff, but yeah, literally 15 minutes to spare, but I got it done, and I was able to weave in all of the ends besides one that's still not woven in, which is really funny. So anyways, yeah, so this sweater is, some of you might remember it, it's an old one because it's been cast on for over a year now, but this is the Seasons cardigan by Ozetta, and this colorway is my Stormy Shore colorway, and I dyed it up on my Fragrant Rose base and held 2 strands of it together to achieve like a heavy worsted weight pretty much. It's a very, very thick fingering weight. And yeah, I don't know if it's showing up very well, but it's literally like the most gorgeous, just navy rainbow. There are so many flecks of color in here. I'm talking a little bit of like hot pink, really bright reds, really rich greens, some aqua, some really deep violet, indigo, just all of these different colors. And it's super pretty because it's all washed with like a navy and lilac base. So it really tones it down and makes it super fun to knit with, because as you're knitting, it's like a little pop of like pink or red or green would come along, and it was just super fun. So yeah, I really loved this, knitting this colorway. The pattern was super fun. I will say once I got to the sleeves, the pattern was not so fun for me. Maybe it was because I was like, had that pressure to finish it, but like, I don't know, the magic loop method for half fisherman's rib just is not my jam, to be honest, but it was worth it. I got it finished. I did a rapid decrease for the sleeves. It's beautifully puffed, and yeah, I really love wearing it. It also has just like these really pretty buttons that I got when my family and I were vacationing in Maine, I think like 2 years ago. And yeah, super fun. Or almost, wait, like a year and 6 months ago? A year and a few months? Something like that. And so yeah, it looks huge. It is very big, to be honest. It's very oversized, and this like it hits me pretty low, which I thought it might be a little too long, because I'm tall, so I feel like I compulsively knit things really long because I think that they won't fit if they're too short, which I thought I had the same problem with this sweater, so I don't know, maybe just figuring things out. As I knit more sweaters, I'll probably get more used to things, but yeah, so this is my Seasons cardigan. If you would like to check out this colorway, I will have it linked down below. Again, it's my Stormy Shore colorway on my Fragrant Rose base, which has got a little bit of cashmere in it, and it's so cozy and super, super soft. So during Rhinebeck, I put this sweater over this sweater. So I was wearing 2 layers of wool, and this one has cashmere in it. And I I don't know why I was so cold the whole time, but yeah, so I was wearing 2 things, like 2 sweaters. But since this has the slight bit of pink in it, I was like, maybe it kind of goes. Didn't really, but I was cold. So anyways, very cozy, very fun. And I love the way that it turned out. So the next things that I'm going to share are 2 things that aren't technically dry yet. I was trying to block them late last night when I got back from work because I wanted to have them ready to share on the podcast. And I just keep forgetting that when it's super dense material, it just takes forever to dry. So anyways, hopefully you won't be able to really tell. See, it just has weird creases in it, but it's like, it's damp. It's not like, sopping wet, obviously. But anyways, this is the Oslo Hat by Petite Knit. And again, like I said, I'm just obsessed with all of her patterns. And it's just a really well-made, sturdy hat. I really love how it looks. Again, the crown, ignore how sloppy that looks. I mean, that's really sloppy, but I haven't pulled that end in yet, and I haven't woven it through. So once I do all that, I'm sure it'll be looking beautiful. I was just gonna weave in my ends afterwards on these projects. But yeah, so this colorway as well as the next one that I'm going to be sharing. Both of these colorways were exclusive colorways that I dyed for Natalie of Nitty Natty's Love and Stitches membership. So it was really fun to get to, yeah, I guess I haven't even talked about that. Oh my word. So I think it's been so long since I podcasted. But I'm going to be linking down below the interview that I did with Natalie of Nitty Natty. She drove down to Indiana to do a short studio tour of my workspace, as well as interviewed me, and it was just super fun. Like, I love Natalie and Kent so much. They're just amazing. And so yeah, we got to hang out with them and show them the studio, and then since then we got to hang out with them at Rhinebeck, and we even got to go to New York City after Rhinebeck with them, and it was so much fun. We got to spend like 2 or 3 days there, and it's just been a dream of mine for so long to see New York City, and it did not disappoint. We are already planning on going next year, and we just, yeah, we loved New York City. So anyways, it was super fun because Natalie and Kent are also from New York City, or they lived there for a few years, and so yeah, it was really fun to have like kind of local tour guides. But anyways, that was kind of a long tangent, but yeah, definitely check out the video. It was really fun to film with her. And so yeah, after the video was filmed, she has a membership group that I'm thinking of joining, to be honest. I think the submission or applications, I think, or what's the word for that? Like to join her group, like she will open it once every 2 quarters, I think. So the next time it opens is December, but I think so. I don't know, I need to check again. But anyways, I might join it when it opens up again, but this was a custom colorway that I dyed for all of the members in her group. So this was a really fun one. She gave me a few inspo photos and we came up with these colorways. And yeah, I will insert a picture here of me. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then you wouldn't have seen it, but it's just a like really fun picture of like all the orders spread out, and it was just really fun. So I'll pop that in there. But yeah, this is just a really fun hat. So this is basically the same hat pattern. This is the mohair edition, and this is just the Oslo hat. So I really love the mohair edition. I don't know, maybe more. I just really love holding a strand of fingering weight along with Surrey alpaca. And so I used my Surrey silk base. I didn't use mohair because I don't really care for mohair too much, if I'm honest. I think it has its place. I feel like if I might do it in a hat because it's like by your ear, so it's not like super sensitive, but I would not like have it be anything like on my neck, just because I feel like it just slightly itches me. But Surrey is just so soft. I have had no problems with it. So yeah, so I love just the luxury of holding a strand of fingering weight along with Surrey. It's just so fun. So this was a really fun hat pattern. I'll try to show you some of the colors up close, but basically it just has all these really fun flecks. So yeah, this is really fun. I've already cast on another one of these, and this one is just the tonal that went along with it. Again, it's wet, so it's so floppy. This tonal was really fun. So this one is for Devin because I'm not going to be wearing a shade so muted probably, but yeah, so he's really excited. He yeah, has been waiting for me to cast this off since I cast it on in August, I think. And yeah, he's really excited. So I'm glad to have this off my needles so that he can start wearing it just as the weather is getting a little bit colder. And then this one was like kind of for me, but he really loves it too, so I might just let him wear this. I'm sure I'll wear this at some point as well, but it'll be nice to just kind of have hats that we can just throw on the go. But the hats that I'm really wanting to knit for myself are in these next colors that I'm gonna be sharing, because I'm really loving just kind of daydreaming about, or project dreaming, I think is the word, something like that, about like what to knit next with this pattern. So what's really cool about it is it's basically 3 layers. So like this brim is like 2 layers, and then this is a layer as well. So look at that. That's kind of how it looks. So you basically do a like short row turn kind of, and then flip your work to have a little bit of stockinette on the other side, and then you turn it again. And again, when I got to this point in the pattern, I was like, am I hearing this correctly? I don't think this is right. And it was really confusing. And then I remembered that Knit California has a reel on the Oslo Hat Explained, and it's super informative. If you're not following Knit California on Instagram, you should totally do it. She's amazing. And so she is one of my affiliates, and it's been really fun to see her knit an Oslo hat for, I think she's doing the baby version, which is super cool. And so yeah, so she's knitting the Oslo hat in one of my Christmas colors. So yeah, it's just been really fun to see her knit Oslos and I'm knitting Oslo hats, and yeah, it's just really fun. So yeah, this is kind of how it looks, and then you'll just flip this over, and then it has a nice edge of like the stockinette. So I'll show you this. So this is like the underneath side, a little bit of stockinette rolled. There we go. And yeah, I think that's all the details on these. 2 hats are done. And yeah, these are a lot of knitting. I will say that, because it's 3 whole sections. So every time you feel like you're making progress, then you're either folding it under or doing short rows and seaming. So yeah, once you get to about like here, it's like the best feeling. So now I will go ahead and share my first work in progress, because as you guessed it, it is an Oslo hat. So this is the mohair edition one. And I really love this colorway and just how they pair together. So basically this one is definitely gonna be for me. It has the prettiest shades of like periwinkle and a little bit of like icy blue, some little flecks of gold in there. And it's just a very variegated colorway with really light speckling. And then here's what it looks like on Surrey. So again, just really beautiful, beautiful coloration and just a lot of depth to it while still being really light. I just really love it. And my favorite part, I'm gonna add a white pom-pom to it. And you probably think it's hilarious to just have it in this bag, but I just have been keeping it alongside the yarn because they just look so pretty together, and I just cannot wait to kind of attach it to the hat. But yeah, let's see if it focuses. That'll just be so pretty. Just gorgeous to wear out in the snow, I think. So this colorway was technically a one-of-a-kind that I dyed with my friend Sage. So she came to visit us in Lafayette, and it was really fun to get to dye yarn with her. She's like my best friend, and she's such an amazing artist. So it was really cool to get to like geek out about all the colors and just chat about all that stuff. So it was really fun and a special time to get to dye yarn with her. So it's been fun to kind of remember that time as I'm knitting on it. But another really cool thing about this colorway was that I loved it so much and what we came up with that I decided to dye something very similar for my Christmas collection that is called this colorway that is very similar. I have it right here actually. I'll chat about colorways towards the end of the episode and a little bit more in depth, but this is Winter Wonderland. So it's very, very similar. So if you really love how it's knitting up, I would recommend snagging this colorway for pre-order because it's very, very similar. The only difference is that this has a lot more of blue shades to it, and this has a little bit more of a lilac kind of undertone, but they would knit up very similarly. So I'll kind of hold them up together so you can kind of see. So again, very similar, and this colorway will be linked down below. I'm basically just gonna call this a one-of-a-kind, but I will link Winter Wonderland next to it in case you wanna substitute something that's very similar to what it will look like. So yeah, anyways, little plug for that, I guess. But yeah, this was just such a fun colorway, and I cast this on like 2 days ago, and this is how far I already am. So again, it's gonna be really like, looks will be deceiving because I have to knit I think about 7.5 inches or so, and then tuck it under, and then continue after that. Again, doing all of the like short rows and stuff. So it's just really fun. I love knitting just round and round, mindless stockinette. It's so nice for just coming home after work and knitting on because we've been having really long work days lately. So it's just been nice to kind of unwind for a few minutes and knit on this. And the project bag that it's housed in is a really fun bag that's from, I think, Mabel Studios. I will try to find her shop and link it down below. I got it when I was at the Pittsburgh Fiber Arts Festival, which was really fun in August, and I just loved her booth. She was actually at Rhinebeck. I saw on like the little card that they give you about like all the different vendors that are there. And so I didn't see her booth, but really, really cool project bags. These are all made from repurposed quilts that she like will purchase and then sew into bags of all different kinds. And I love it. I love her colors, and I have another one over there, and yeah, anyway, it's just really fun. So this is WIP number 1. The next, well, I have to keep talking about Oslo hats for just a little bit more because basically my plan is I want to cast on one Oslo hat, and then I'm casting on so many things, like unreal amount of things, but I did cast off 4 items, and I feel like that's just a lot for me. So I'm slightly justified in casting on more things. And I just launched a whole new collection filled with like the most Christmassy of Christmas colorways. So I don't think I can restrain myself when it comes to like my favorite holiday and some of my favorite colors as of now. So I have to take a break and sip some of my coffee. I feel like I'm never drinking my coffee. It's always getting cold on me. Anyways, these are two colors that, well, this was technically gonna be my next Oslo hat cast on, but then I opted for the other one because it looked more wintry to me. And I'm just so ready for Christmas, you guys. If I had my Christmas stuff here, because it's technically back in Missouri, so I'm gonna have to go get it and bring it up. Yeah, if I had it here, I would probably start decorating for Christmas already, and it's just the first week of November. I almost said March. Oh my. So basically this was gonna be my next hat cast on, and this is my sweater weather colorway. Some fuzz on it. So this is currently available in the shop, and this is a sock set option. So I'm thinking I might cast that one on, but the one that is just like, has my heart, you guys. I love this color. So I just dyed up a restock of this one yesterday, and it just turned out so beautiful. And it's a new dye style to me, and I'm just really loving it. So here it is. It's called my Harvest Moon colorway. Again, it's only available in sock set form. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it just has the prettiest speckling techniques and things. I will pop up a picture here to see like the actual photos of it, because I know videos can be a bit difficult to kind of translate into yarn, or like yarn is hard to be captured on video sometimes because the colors just don't come through. But I really love how they look, and I just think the dark purple would be so beautiful in an Oslo hat. So yeah, those are my kind of dream knitting and the things that I really want to cast on when I finish this Oslo hat. And then the next thing that I have cast on is the Sprocket Socks. Again, I'll pop up a picture, and they are just really fun. Let me see. Okay, I would show you pictures of like on my pattern, but I couldn't get my printer to print in color for some reason, so it's only black and white, and who wants to see that? So I will throw up the actual photo. But these socks are going to be knit out of Christmas mini skeins. So I'm going to be talking a lot about Christmas colorways. So I just wanted to like throw in a little like PSA right here. So all of my Christmas colorways are currently available on the website. They're going to be open for pre-order until November 26th, and we'll be shipping them as I dye them up, and the last round of orders will be shipping out the week before Christmas. So I'm really excited with this collection. I think it's one of the best ones I've ever done because it just really captured what I was going for, and it's just, I feel like the essence of Christmas. So I named it the Traditional Cozy Christmas Collection just because I love the coziness of Christmas and just the traditional color palettes that come around this time of year. So yeah, it's just really fun to kind of have that be the core for my inspiration, and then to kind of use that as a springboard to different other areas that I wanted to, what I wanted to be inspired from. So here are some of the minis. I took mine out of its label, but here are all of the colors that I'll be using. Brought an actual bundle to share. It's a little better contained. So this is the group of minis that I'm using. This is my Festive Cheer mini set. Again, I will have that link down below. It features 13 10-gram mini skeins, all dyed up on my soft rose base. So it's just super, super plump, and just there are 43 yards for each 10 gram. So it gives you a lot of yardage. So one of these bundles is going to be enough for this pair of socks to knit it as written, which is really nice. So I'll kind of show you again what I have cast on. It's not much at all. It's only the cuff, but again, I just cast it on in the evening and when I got back from work, and that was how far I got done. But I think I also have a little bit of Kana in my stash, which is this color that I'm working on right now. And so I'm thinking of knitting the cuff a bit longer. They only call for 1 inch of ribbing, but I think 2 inches of ribbing. So I might just grab an extra bit of Kana from my stash and then have it be about 10 grams per cuff or something like that. So we'll see. But anyways, all of the tonals that are featured in my Festive Cheer bundle are available on the site, available for either pre-order or ready to ship. So each one of these is an individual tonal colorway from the site, and then I pulled together a really beautiful pairing of 10 grams that are super, super festive. And again, Festive Cheer, that's the name. So if you really love one of these tonals and you want to purchase like a sweaters quantity or another skein for like coordinating heels, toes, and cuffs in other colorways, if you click on the listing, I have all of them linked for all the different colorways that are in here. So if you love one of them, you can just hop on over to this listing and then it'll take you to the listing of your choice depending on what your favorite tonal is. So yeah, I love this set. It was funny, I dyed up my normal amount and I was just gonna have these be ready to ship all season. And I posted them on Instagram and you guys loved it so much that it sold out in 3 days. And I was so shocked. Like, thank you guys so much for purchasing these and for loving them. And just, yeah, it just made me so happy. So I opened them up for pre-order along with the rest of the collection. So if you missed one, you can definitely head on over and pre-order yours. Yeah, just a really fun collection of color. Again, I'll pop up a picture here because I don't think it's doing it justice. And yeah, okay. So basically, this sock pattern is just gonna be really fun because I love how it utilizes slip stitches. I just think that'll be so beautiful to knit with and just have that constant change of color as well as a little bit of pattern interest that I think it's just gonna be a really amazing combo. So really excited for these cast-ons, like this cast-on to grow. And I can't wait to start adding in more of the colors. So when you reference the picture on the site, when I have them all laid out, that's the order I'm gonna be working with. So I've started with Kana, and then I'm gonna go from there with the rest of the colors. So yeah, I'm really excited to start knitting on these more, and then to just, yeah, get to see all of the colors progress. So the next thing that I'm going to be casting on, because I was gonna try to cast this on before I recorded. Unfortunately, there just wasn't any time because I haven't really been knitting on, or haven't had the time to like cast on all these things because, you know, just haven't had a ton of knitting time this last week. However, this pattern I plan to cast on ASAP. So I'm going to be winding up this yarn after I'm done recording here and cast it on. And I will be posting some pictures here on my YouTube community tab if you want to see what they look like, and maybe check back in a week and I should have a photo up for you all because I'm going to be using my Home for the Holidays colorway. And a lot of you have been messaging me on Instagram asking to see this color knit up. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and knit up a pair of really cozy socks with these colors. And so yeah, that was kind of why I'm going to be, why I chose like to use these colorways before I cast on my sweater, because I'm gonna cast on a sweater too. But I decided to move this up in the project queue because I also want to knit on a pair of really cozy socks, because who doesn't want to have a pair of really fun house socks this Christmas? So also this colorway, you guys, this colorway is like incredible to me. Like, and I don't know, I'm just obsessed because the reason I love it so much is it uses a total of 14 different pour over dyes when creating it. So for those of you that aren't really familiar with yarn dyeing, basically is what I mean by that is I will have a pitcher that has a specific ratio for a pigment that I'm going for. So I have 14 of those pitchers out and I am doing different ratios, not only in the pitcher, but also different ratios in the pan. So it's very complex, but I really love it. And I feel like that complexity really takes this colorway to the next level when you see it in skein form, because it's just so colorful and multi-dimensional. And I really loved having the challenge of blending complete like polar opposites, and when it comes to color, like I have really deep reds and a lot of really deep blues, and you can't mix those. So keeping them separate was a bit of a challenge, but I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, and it's been one of the most popular colorways from the collection. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Such a fun red and greens. So again, I will throw up the inspo photo for this colorway, so it will be paired with my poinsettia color. And then this is what it looks like on my Surrey silk base. It is just stunning, you guys. I dyed this up 2 days ago, so it's kind of fresh off the press, so to speak. And I love how it looks on Surrey. It's just very, very pretty. So I'm very excited to knit with both of these colorways and get to see how they knit up, because It will also be a bit different than I'm visualizing because the pattern calls for holding 2 strands of fingering weight double as well as a strand of like a Surrey or mohair base. So I'm using my rose cloud base for Surrey and then my rose gold base for the fingering because I thought a little bit of sparkle would be perfect for a bit of added festive cheer. Just think it'd be super fun. It's that holiday spirit. So yeah, very, very fun. I don't know if the sparkle is showing up or not, but it's just very, very delicate, light sparkles that I think are just really, really nice. So yeah, those are the colors that I will be using. And then I will pop up a picture here of the Stay Cozy house socks. So it's a pattern that's very new to me. I was scrolling through Ravelry to find something because basically I wanted to find a pattern that utilized fingering weight along with Surrey because I'm obsessed with holding those double and I just have to do it constantly in all of my projects. So I didn't find a lot of options. There was a few like well-known patterns that I've seen before, but I was kind of like on the fence with, I didn't really want to cast on. And then this popped up and I was like, I'm sold, I'm casting that one on. It's just perfect. So I love how interesting it is that she is basically dividing it up into sections. And I thought that was super cool. So I was like, I'll try it. Yeah, so I'll just kind of show you this pattern. I don't know if you're going to be able to see what they look like or not. That's such bad quality. I apologize. But again, a picture will be up and you can see her lovely photos for yourself. The very last pattern that I will be casting on is the Aros sweater, again by Petite Knit. Horrible quality photos, but you can see it's striped, so that's all that really matters. But what's really cool about this pattern is that it again features a fingering weight base held along with a lace weight, either mohair or Surrey. Because, can I say it again, I'm obsessed. So I had to find a sweater pattern that was not only striped, but I also wanted it to incorporate both of those bases held together because I think it just adds for a really cool effect. So the colorways that I will be using, again, I will pop up an actual photo here so that you'll be able to see it. And Devin, when he was making the listings, named it Addie's favorite palette because it is my favorite and I cannot wait to knit with it. So I will be dyeing up the Surrey for these later this week, I think. And then I will be adding in photos to my Instagram page. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I will link that down below if you want to give me a follow, and then you'll be updated on all the things that I'm making more regularly than here on YouTube. But the pattern that, or the palette that I'm using, I can't remember exactly how I arranged it. I'll have to reference that photo, which is kind of hilarious, but it is what it is. So I think it might have been something like this. This is hilarious. I really should have referenced the photo, but I think it is maybe similar. But basically these are all of the colorways that I will be using in the sweater. So go ahead and kind of hope that that focuses. So basically what all of these colorways are from my Christmas collection. So all of these have really fun meanings behind, like a really fun meaning behind each one of them. And I really had such a fun time creating palettes and inspo photos and all of these different things to go alongside this collection, and I just feel like it's just made it one for the books. So this is my Sub-Zero Sundown colorway. It's inspired by all of the beauty that can be found in a winter sunset and just all of the different layers in the sky. I love like this really beautiful like gray undertone that has sort of a neon purple wash to it. Super pretty color. And then this is my glitzy tonal. So this colorway I created to pair with my mistletoe mixer color. So this is just a really fun speckled colorway that just reminded me of like a Christmas party and just all the fun things that come along with that. It has just a lot of beautiful like pink and green and red speckles. I don't know if that will show up. You can see all the different types of reds and greens, and it's just super Christmassy without being extremely traditional Christmas like Home for the Holidays is. And it was just one of my favorites. So I basically pulled some of the speckled colorways from the collection that I thought paired really well together, as well as I just really love. And the next speckled colorway that I have in the sweater that I'll be using is my O Tannenbaum colorway. And what makes this colorway extremely unique for me, as well as really special in my opinion, is the fact that the base of it is completely speckled. So as you see, it's primarily green. However, this green is made completely by speckling. So I have different ratios of all the different speckles that I'm like the speckling colors that I use for the base, and then I'll flip it over and add the accent colors. So it's been a really fun technique to experiment with and make sure my pH levels are just right to make sure that the colors blend the way that I want them to. But it's really fun, and I love how it turned out because as you'll knit with it, you will see such depth of colors and variation throughout the entire skein. So it's just like a speckle lover's dream, basically. That's what I'm saying for this one. Oops. I almost dropped it. But yeah, it just has a lot of different reds. Again, pretty much every shade of green you can imagine. I threw in quite a bit of purple speckles as well, which was really fun. And then a touch of yellow. And I also added in a few neutrals, which I thought was really necessary to kind of just speckle with a little bit of like earthy kind of colors that you would find like as the bark of a tree or something for Christmas. And I just thought it looked so much like trimming the tree and all of the fun things that come along with just getting ready for Christmas and putting up your tree. So I hope you guys love this one as well as the others as much as I do. And then the other tonal I will be holding along with all of these colors is my Golden Hour colorway. I've been wanting to knit with it for quite some time now, and I just really love the depth of it. Just super pretty. So yeah, those are all of the colors that I will be using in my Aros sweater. So stay tuned to see actual photos of me knitting it and yeah, see it in the works. Hopefully next podcast I will have all of these things cast on and good progress to share on all of them. So again, if you would like to pre-order any of these colorways, you can click the link down below and it will take you to it. And if you just want to hear a little bit more about the inspo, I feel like I go into a lot more detail on the listing so that you can see just more like of my thought process behind creating each one and just get to have a window into the brain space that I was in when creating a lot of these colors and just what inspired me, and as well as like really fun inspo pics. I had so much fun with like all of the inspiration photos that I pair along with the actual photos of this colorway. So I'll have like, I'll throw a few up here of the speckled colorway along with the tonal, along with the inspo photo, and that just, and along with like some really cool linen and like some snowflake pottery and the little like twinkle lights that I had as well. It just really makes for an aesthetic and cozy atmosphere that I really wanted the Christmas collection to be. So anyways, a little bit of chatter about my Christmas collection and my future cast on. And then I guess it's just like a perfect window into talking about the rest of the collection, because if you can't tell already, I am so pumped about it and I can't wait to chat about all the things and show you all my favorites from it. So this collection features so many like tried and true tonals that I've offered in my shop for quite some time that have proven to be really amazing shop staples. However, I kind of made a new twist with them for Christmas time. So I will throw up a picture. I have two different tonal palettes that I will put up here that have just been super fun. So what's really cool about these tonal palettes is if you love how they pair together and you want to snag one of each one, and you can choose whatever base you'd like. If that's something you're interested in, if you purchase the bundle that I'll link down below, you'll be able to save a few dollars per bundle. So it's a fun little discount if you are inspired by the colors that you see there. And I just really loved getting to kind of make a few that were super festive. The one that's just like all the festive feels is really cool to me. And I also really love the one that's more like, I named it Winter Meets Fall because it's just a very like earthy kind of Christmas spin to it, I guess. So really fun. But all of these tonals I'm not going to talk about in depth unless it's one that pairs with a speckled colorway. So I have a total of 10 tonals that are technically a part of the collection, as well as 7 speckled colorways. So I will be sharing the 7 speckled colorways along with their coordinating tonals here. And then if you'd like to see like other combos and pairings, you can always email me and I'd be happy to like tell you if they would go together and just like help you come up with color ideas if you have a project in mind. But if you'd like to see some of the like kind of real life of like just like the real life vibe of getting to pair different colors together, I did an Instagram live on Sunday, so like a few days ago, about all of the different colors from the collection and my favorite combos and pairings. And I also got to hear some of your favorite combos, which was really fun, and just get to figure out like new color palettes and just have that inspiration was really fun and exciting. And I just love getting to help you pull together colors that really fit your style and aesthetic and really match the look you're going for. So really fun to kind of pull those together. I'll share one of my favorites because I just love how these look together. So like, for instance, this is really a fun one. We have Fresh Linen Persian Winter Wonderland that I showed earlier, as well as Glacier. I think this would be a really gorgeous, just all over winter pullover or something that's just very wintry. And then if you were going for something a bit more Christmassy, let me get all of the colors together. I think this would be stunning if you're looking for like that cabin in the woods feel to it. Here we have Golden Hour. Oops, I don't know if it's focusing or not. Let me try it again. We have Golden Hour, Home for the Holidays, Cedar, Poinsettia, and Sangria. Very, very fun to me. I love how these pair together. So that would be a very Christmassy combo. If you wanted something a little bit more kind of light, airy, more feminine appeal, I think that this would be a really fun combo. Go ahead and show you real quick. I think these would be really pretty. Here we have Glitzy and Mistletoe Mixer, Glacier, and then Frost Nip. So Frost Nip is a new tonal that I dyed up just for this collection. So once this collection pre-order closes, it will not be coming back until next year's Christmas collection, but it's really fun. It's a very bright sort of mint and really seafoam green. It's very, very pretty. And I love how like these pair together. I think this would be a really fun combo. Golden Hour, O Tannenbaum, and Frost Nip. But what I designed to go with this colorway is, oh, I don't know where I put it. Here it is. What I designed to go with this colorway is my window shopping color. So these are really, really fun together. Has that little bit of green in there. Very high contrast pairing. But I loved getting to dye up this color because it's just like inspired by all of the beautiful window shopping experiences that happen around Christmas time. And so if you want to read more about the inspo behind this one, again, it'll be on the listing. So yeah, these are really fun together for sure. And then here's a combo that I dyed up that's not necessarily my go-to color scheme. However, I wanted to make sure that I included something for all of you that really prefer earth tones over the bright and crazy colors. So here is one that I hope you'll love. So it is my Inglenook tonal, which is so pretty. I don't know if you can see that sparkle or not, but it is really, really gorgeous on that colorway. Paired with Warm and Toasty. Warm and Toasty has these beautiful like mulberry speckles paired with all of this very subtle variation. I love that it has just a lot of like yellow, kind of just really glowing yellows that I wanted to kind of represent like the glow of a candle, as well as all of the really warm earthy tones as well, and then some taupe. It just kind of blends all those different colors together in just a really fun way. So I wanted to incorporate not only some really pretty warm tone speckles, but also some really beautiful navy in there as well. So again, we have Inglenook and Warm and Toasty, and I love how it looks with Golden Hour as well, if you want to make it into a set. And if you're wondering what I paired Winter Wonderland with as its coordinating tonal, I decided to pair it with my Fresh Linen colorway. I don't know if it's focusing or not. It just makes it look even more perfect for the whole winter idea and just, yeah, everything winter. I am so ready for snow. And then the O Tannenbaum colorway, the tonal that I chose to pair it with for this collection launch is Persian. It just brings out the green tones and is just such a beautiful complement. I love that Persian has a lot of really saturated blue tones to it, and so it just doesn't clash at all, and it just really pulls it together to be like the ultimate green and blue combo that just is super fun. And I just love how it just looks super, super Christmassy, I feel like. They'd be really beautiful in like a 2-color shawl or a striped sweater if you just wanted to use like 2 colors. And there's just so many options for what these 2 colorways would be perfect for. You could also grab a skein of Persian and use it for like the heels, toes, and cuffs of O Tannenbaum or Home for the Holidays. I think it would even look great with Mistletoe Mixer. So many fun options. And I've loved seeing how a lot of you have purchased like 1 tonal along with like 4 speckled colorways. And I just assume you're knitting socks, and a few of you have told me that you are. And I love that idea. I love that you'll just, you know, grab a tonal skein and use that for all the heels, toes, and cuffs for a lot of different speckled colorways, because I think it really shows how just cohesive this collection is, that you can pull a tonal here and pair it with all these speckled colorways and vice versa, and it just makes for a really fun collection, I think, and a lot of different options and a lot of opportunities for you all to get creative as well with all the colors that you see. So yeah, let's see if there's one that I've forgotten to mention. Oh, I forgot to mention this one. So Sub-Zero Sundown, again inspired by the winter sunsets. This one just has the prettiest inspo photo, by the way. I love how it came together. So the one that I chose to pair with Sub-Zero Sundown is my Glacier colorway. So it just really draws out that blue speckling as well as the light neon purple base. I just think it's super pretty. And then if you want something that's a little bit more of a classic look to it, something like, for instance, I think these would be amazing in like a pair of socks. You could do like this as the heels, toes, and cuff in a Glacier pair of socks, and then this as the full skein, and then this is the heels, toes, and cuffs in one would be really fun. But if you want something for like a 2-color shawl or like a sweater, and you want something that's a bit more of a classic look to it, I think that it would be stunning, absolutely stunning with my Sangria colorway. Be so pretty. Just a very rich color combo. Then if you wanted something a little bit lighter, you could put in Glitzy. I think that would be a really fun combo as well. So yeah, a lot of different mix and match options for sure. And then another really fun combo, Winter Wonderland and Glacier. So yeah, hopefully that was inspiring to you all, getting to see how a lot of the different colorways pair together and just, yeah, getting a window into what I've been up to these past few months. But here's the last combo. We have Home for the Holidays and then Poinsettia. So Poinsettia is another tonal that will only be available for the span of the Christmas collection pre-order. So once the pre-order closes, it will not be coming back until next Christmas season. And I just really love how these paired together. Really fun combo. So yeah, that is the Christmas collection, you guys. I hope you love it. I cannot wait to see what you end up making with this collection and all the different colorways that I've created to go along with it. And yeah, I just hope that it inspires you during the holiday season. And I know that they will be shipping a bit late. However, if you want to, use some of these colorways for an early Christmas cast on next year, I think that would be a really fun option. Or I know there's always knit-alongs happening during the month of July for Christmas in July knitting, which is also a really fun idea. So I feel like just Christmas year-round is a great option as well. And I'll probably be knitting with a lot of these colorways for quite some time, because I will be casting all of these projects on over the next few weeks and then slowly knitting them and making progress on them throughout the holiday season. So I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are too. So before I move on to chatting about the fun acquisitions that I picked up at Untangled, I wanted to mention a really fun feature that we just launched on the site. So for those of you that don't know, we now have a rewards program. I am so excited to finally bring this idea into reality. It's something that's been in the works for quite some time, and I've had the idea for so long now. And I've just been really excited getting to work on it every month, because it has something that's always changing. So anyways, I'll start talking about a bit of the details. If you prefer to read about them rather than hear about all of the different ins and outs, then feel free to click on the link down below. Again, I will have it all laid out for you in case you want to read it, because I know I sometimes prefer reading over than hearing. But yeah, so what's really fun about it is the fact that it features a one-of-a-kind colorway that I'll dye up exclusively for that month. So for instance, I have with me here skeins from previous months that I have dyed up, and I've saved some for myself because I want to make a really fun rewards project of some kind. But so what's really cool about the program is that with every purchase, depending on the dollar amount you spend, you'll be receiving what I call Speckles. So what's really fun about them is it's just my name for points, but I feel like it's cooler to say that you're collecting Speckles instead of points. So for collecting all of the Speckles, when you earn so many Speckles, you'll be able to redeem one of my 10-gram minis or 20-gram or 100-gram skein, depending on either the amount of Speckles you want to spend or however many Speckles you have saved up. So for instance, this is one of my 20 grams. So this was one I dyed 2 months ago, and it was only available for that month. And then this was October's, which is a really fun, beautiful gold. And then I actually forgot to bring November's, so I'm so sorry about that. I will pop up a picture here. I just forgot to bring it, but it's a really fun color. It has a really light gray base with so many fun speckles that are really colorful. So that color will only be available to redeem by using your Speckles for the month of November, and then December's color will roll out. So for instance, like these colors, you'll never be able to snag again, and it's only available through the rewards program. So you can't even purchase this color. It's just an exclusive item to our rewards program. And I just hope that this is like a really fun addition to make your shopping more interesting and exciting, and maybe even more affordable if you're getting, you know, a certain amount of yarn back from what you purchase. And to be honest, it's so fun getting to come up with a new one-of-a-kind colorway every month, and it's been a really fun just project for me to work on because I want to make each month's color coordinate. So for instance, this is September's, this is October's, and then November's fits beautifully with these two, and then December's is really just gonna set off the whole trio. So I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys have been enjoying collecting all the different months' colors, and it's been really fun to hear a few of you collecting each month and already planning your projects for it, and yeah, it just made me so happy. So anyways, if you are interested, click the link down below, and it's really fun because you can also earn Speckles by following me on Instagram or subscribing to my newsletter or leaving a review on the shop, because we also launched reviews as well. So if you want to leave a review or want to read some reviews, that's an option as well. So very fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it on the shop news front. We've been super busy these last few months, just dyeing up so many different colorways and just restocking our shelves and keeping things available for you all. And what's really been exciting for me lately is as we've sort of hit a new phase of growth for our company, it's been really fun because I'm able to hire more people now, which has always been a dream of mine. And I have 2 more part-time yarn studio assistants coming on the scene in a few weeks, and then I also have a full-time dye studio assistant that's going to be starting next week. So I'm very excited about all the changes, and I think it'll be a really fun new thing for Ruby and Rose's yarn, and also give us more time to just have better work hours for one, as well as just be able to do new things and chase opportunities that I've been wanting to, and just, yeah, do all the things. So that'll be really fun. And in the meantime, just been doing all the Christmas colorways, and I'm also planning to do a really fun winter box that's kind of under wraps at the moment. So stay tuned for more info on that. But yeah, that's all the shop news. Now I can chat about the part you've all been waiting for. Is this gorgeous hand spun. I'm so excited to show you, oh, this yarn, it's gorgeous. So this, I really wish I would have taken a video. That's one thing I really wish I would have captured on screen to share with you all, because it was basically, she had this massive, maybe a ladder of some kind, but it was wide. It was very wide. It was like a whole wall basically. And she would unwind the skeins and then lay them across the ladder or something I don't know what that's called, but it was really beautiful. So she basically color coordinated it as well. So if you wanted a red, you go to that section, and a green over here. And then she just had a lot of really fun cream ones that have like color accents. So I'll share that with you. Just really, really fun colors in this one. So of course, as you do, you just obsess over which one to get. I spent so long deciding, but in the end, I was like, this white one is what I am loving, because it has all these beautiful shades of pink, as well as like this beautiful yellow and red, and just so many different colors. And I think that this would be gorgeous paired with like one of my tonal skeins on Bulky. I think I brought one. Yep. Constantly going all over the place. But for instance, this is my Kana colorway, again, one of my favorites, on my Rose Bulky base. So here's like the details of that. And I thought that they would be gorgeous with like this one in particular. I don't know what I will make with any of these yet. And I, in all honesty, probably like will not make anything for quite some time because I have all these other projects, but they were just too beautiful to pass up. And I feel like that's my new thing I'm collecting ever since dyeing yarn, is collecting hand spun, because I don't purchase any other colorways from other creators, just because there's only so many hours in a day, right? But these, I was like, oh, I have to. And they're bulky weight. They'll knit up so fast and make some really beautiful knits. I feel like it would be stunning in like a balaclava of some kind, or like some sort of chunky hat or cowl, and just a lot of different things you can do. So yeah, this one is just a merino superwash 2-ply, 6 ounces and 109 yards. And then I'll flip it over so you can see her shop name, in case you're interested in purchasing some of these for yourself. I don't think she's online. Oh, she is. Yes, it's sandpiperyarns.com. And not only does she hand spin all of these skeins, but she hand paints them too with like a paintbrush. Isn't that just so cool? I was just obsessed with her process and hearing more about it, and just, it's such an artist to be able to paint all of the different rovings and then blend them together and spin them and do it on such a scale that was just, it was such a big scale. I was just shocked. It was beautiful to see. And then this one is just a really beautiful, like super perfect for fall. And I wanted this skein because it just would be a really fun thing to remember the trip by, going to Indy and Rhinebeck in general. So again, Sandpiper Yarns. So yeah, that's so cool she's online. You guys should definitely go and snag a skein and support her work, because it is gorgeous. So yeah, these skeins will just sit and look pretty in my stash until the right project arises. But if you have a really amazing bulky weight like balaclava pattern or hat pattern, definitely drop it in the comments, because I would love to hear about it. Or any sort of pattern that you think would work really well with like a chunky weight yarn, because I want to use them in separate projects. For instance, I want to pair these two together as well as my nutmeg colorway, so like a 3-color set. And then I'm thinking of pulling 2 pinks out for this one. So it's kind of what I'm thinking now, but we shall see. Or like a lavender shade would be really, really pretty. Dye up like a lavender. But yeah, this was what I snagged at Indy Untangled. And again, I didn't buy anything at Rhinebeck. I only bought a really cute ornament that had a sheep on it that I wanted to, again, have like something to remember the trip by. And we've been collecting ornaments, David and I, over this past, like, since we've been dating and things. So it's been a while, but I just love collecting ornaments and getting to kind of pull them out during Christmas time and get to see all the memories from past years. So yep, that's what we've been doing. And that's all of the yarn. So many things. I don't even know how long this podcast has been, but it's a long one, like I said. But thank you all so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it and feel more inspired to either pull out old projects or cast on new ones. As always, if you use the colorways I create, I just appreciate your support so much, and am constantly so awed that you choose to use my art to make your own. And until next time, I hope you all have so much fun with your knitting, and I will see you later. Bye.